front and K's behind. We're just going to show you how to make our little mini books using our ATC Wallet Die Set. I've got two little versions here, and this is one of the versions, so you can see it pops open like that, and then you've got pages, pocket pages with little pieces, little storage pockets in there. And if you like the cat stamps and the sayings, the cat images and sayings, they're from our cat stamp, which is on the website, and then these lovely images are from Dansky Digitals, and you can see it closes like that. So let's talk about the die set first. So it's a large die set. So you get a base, you get two mats, which are for these pieces. So that's your top mat, and then that's for this one here. Now when you cut this one, be careful, because that is not central. You can see that that is slightly less wide than that bit at the top, so be careful when you're cutting your papers out. You also get this one, which cuts a complete shape out, and your photo slots in the middle. You get this one, which cuts your perfect size ATC cards, 2.5 by 3.5 inches, and that will fit in there like that. This is also brilliant for your memory books, journals and albums. So that slots in there. We'll just straighten him up. Okay, that's better. And then you also get these two pieces, which we're not using today, but that's basically a base pocket and a mat on top. So if you didn't put any of this in here, you'd put your base pocket and then a mat on top, and you can slot your gift card inside. And then you could actually use this one on this side, and you could put a lovely family photo, perfect for Christmas, birthdays, all sorts of special events. Now if you look at the original ATC video, you will see that there's one extra die, which is a mat for the ATC card. That's not in this kit. We didn't do it because it would have added considerably to the cost of the die set when we had it redone. So that won't be in this kit here. So how do we make this? Well, first of all, we've cut out a base from our ATC die set, and you can see it's got fold marks on it. Next thing you're going to do is add some additional scores. So we will score at 3 1/8, 3 1/4, 6 1/2, and 6 5/8. Okay. You can email us at CoolKatzCraft@gmail.com for all the measurements and assembly instructions for the mini books using the ATC wallet. So now you can see you've got your scores there, and we're just going to fold those using our hands first, just to be kind to the cardstock. Fold those there. So start in the middle, back out, and the same for this one. Just giving you a little bit of dimension for when you stick your pages in. And that one there, that's 2. It's really important that you burnish these folds well. If you find it difficult doing like a really fine in between, you can add a ruler on the inside and bend it up. Right, so that's that there. So what you end up with is, I don't know if you can see, yeah, a bit of dimension like that. So that's what you need for that. Next you need a piece of A4 card, which I have cut to 7.5 inches by 11.5 inches, and then you're going to score this, and you're going to score this at, what am I going to score it at? You're going to score it at 2 7/8, 5 3/4, and 7 and 8 5/8. So you're going to score it at 2 7/8, 5 3/4, 8 5/8. And then you're going to turn it and you're going to score all the way down 3 3/4. Then you're going to go into here and you're going to cut up the 3 3/4 line to the last fold. This is based on, you will have seen other little booklets made using A4 card. This has just been trimmed to fit our wallet. So you're going to fold it over at the top, and then basically you're just going to do like a concertina, keeping it straight. And you'll know that you've scored it wrong because the page sizes will be different sizes, or you haven't cut your cardstock beforehand. So we'll fold that one there, and this one here, and this one here. Okay, so that's what you'll end up with, and then you need to make it into pages. So these two will be the outside flaps that are going to stick in your book. So the others are going to be pages. So we're going to glue this. So let's see how we're doing this. So that one's going to be coming out there. So we'll glue along there. And once you've glued this, give it a good stretch so you can fit your ATC cards in. So that's going to be that one. That's going to be a side. I'll show how I've done it in a minute. And if you're not sure of the folds and things, just practice with copy paper first. That one's going to seal there, and then that one will be there like that. Okay, so just give them all a good burnish. Okay, so now you can see that you've got a pocket there, and you've got a pocket there. And what you can do then is, if you find your halfway mark, hold on, that's it. Find your halfway mark. You could use your half measure strips for this. Let's see if I've got mine. Here we are. So this is, how wide is this one? Is it 2 7/8? Yep, 2 7/8. So we'll just put a little mark in for the halfway mark. So that's a top. Hold on. This is a top loader. So the first one is a top loader. So I'm just putting a little mark there. This one, when it's a side loader, it means the pocket's going in from the side there. So that one is longer. I think that is 3 3/4, I think, is it? Nope. Yes, 3 3/4. Okay, so we'll do a half mark here, and then we'll do another one here for the 2 7/8, which is here. And take your paper punch. I've put alignment marks on mine, but which is really, I don't know why they don't do it on punches. Very annoying. So that's like a halfway mark. So I'm just going to go. That's one. And then what I would do is, once you've punched these, I would decorate your pages, and I would decorate it all before you stick it in to your wallet folder. So now you've got your little compartments here. You've got one there, so give it a stretch with your multi-purpose tool. You've got one there, give it another stretch, and you've got one there. And then you would stick this into here like this. So that's what we're going to do now. So put glue on here, on this one. So this is one of your flaps. And I wouldn't put glue on the back of the spine because you might want a little bit of wiggle room with your actual wallet. So I don't tend to do that, but I do butt it up to there. So place that centrally, butt that up to there, fold over, and make sure you don't put any glue in this bit. Okay, so that will slide in there like that. So then you can see that that's your little book created. And what I would do is I'd put a little pocket down here to tuck things in so that you've got no gap along the edge there. So that's book 1. So book 2, you're going to do exactly the same thing with your ATC wallet. So you're going to score it at 3 1/8, 3 1/4, 6 1/2, and 6 5/8. And you're going to do exactly the same thing. You're going to get rid of those bits. And what we're doing is we're just folding our wallet again. Your wallet again, and this time you're going to do like a blue book version. So you've got your pieces of card here which have been cut to, I've got 5 pieces of this, and it's cut at 3 3/4 by 3 5/8, and then portrait layout, you're going to score it at 3 1/8. So let's just do that here. And that's portrait. So 3 1/8. Why is that not right? I didn't have it the right way round. Ah, I've obviously cut that one a bit wider, so no worries. Okay, right, so what you're going to do then is you're going to score and burnish all these. Let's just do a little check. Yeah. It's always worth I always make things up in copy paper first just to make sure they fit. But even then, when you've cut your main one, it's, you know, when you're cutting your master copy, it's always a good idea to just double check. And this is 210 GSM card I'm using, and I forgot to say for the actual wallet base as well, I use 210. I wouldn't go any heavier than 240 really, just for the flexibility of the, what do you call it, card. Well, that's a good burnish. Now you can use bookbinding glue, but I've actually found that it's easier. I've found it easier if I use a good acid-free permanent glue stick. Just seems to work better. So we'll just go on here. So I've put glue along the fold edge, and I'm just lining it up onto here like this, and I'm going to continue doing exactly the same. You can use your corner spaces to hold things in place if you want to, so you get a nice neat 90-degree corner every time. Okay, so I'm just turn that over and give that a good burnish. And the same here. Okay, so that's your little book insert there, and then you're going to do exactly the same. Now what you can do here is you could stick this one down here and then stick a mat in, but I would probably do it that way still, because your mat won't fit exactly because you've got this in the way. So glue on this one here, and this is going to be covered up by decorative paper, obviously, so that's going to the edge of the school line. Make sure that shuts there, and then you're going to put your glue here. If you remember, don't put glue on this central bit. Okay, and then that is your little mini book there. I've only put 5 pages. You could possibly get away with another one, but it's quite tight if you look in the spine there, so I probably wouldn't. I'd probably leave it at that and have a pocket here. So don't forget to show us all your lovely mini books when you've made them. Bye.